Heads. 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 85 in a row. Beating the record.
Touch. We've been spending coins together since... This is not the first time we've spent coins.
Oh no. We've been spinning coins for as long as I can remember.
Remember. What's the first thing you remember?
First thing comes to my head, you mean?
No, what's the first thing you remember?
No, it's no good. It's gone. It was a long time ago.
You don't get my meaning. What's the first thing after all the things you forgot?
Oh, I see. I've forgotten the question.
There was a messenger. That's right, we were sent for.
We were sent for.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Traveling. It was urgent. A matter of extreme urgency. A royal summons, his very words. Official business and no questions asked. Life in the stable yard. Saddle up and off headlong and hot foot across the land. Our guides outstripped in breakneck pursuit of our duty. Fearful, lest we come too late.
Too late for what?
How should I know? We haven't got there yet.
Then what are we doing here, I ask myself.
You might well ask.
We better get on.
You might well think.
We better get on.
Right! On where?
Forward.
Ah. Which way do we... Which way do we... I say.
Audience! Perfect. A lucky thing we came along.
For us.
Let us hope so. But to be tradition on the road, we would not hope to meet them often.
No?
Well met, in fact, and just in time.
But why's that?
Why we grow rusty, and you cut to the very point of decadence. By this point tomorrow, we might have forgotten everything we ever knew. That's a thought, isn't it? We'd be back where we started, improvising.
Tumblers, are you?
We can do you a tumble if that's your taste, and times being what they are. Otherwise, for a jingled coin, we can do you a selection of gory romances full of fine cadence and corpses. Pirated from the Italian, and it doesn't take much to make a jingle. Even a single coin has music in it. Tragedians, at your command!
My name is Guildenstern, and this is Rosencrantz. I'm sorry, his name's Guildenstern, and I'm Rosencrantz.
A pleasure. We've played to bigger, of course, but quality counts for something. I recognize you at once.
And who are we?
As fellow artists.
I thought we were gentlemen.
For some it is performance, for others patronage. They are two sides of the same coin, or, being as there are so very many of us, the same side of two coins. Don't clap too loudly. It's a very old world.
What is your line?
Tragedy, sir. Deaths and disclosures, universal and particular. Denouement, both unexpected and inexorable. Transvestite melodrama on all levels, including the suggestive. We transport you to a world of intrigue and illusion. Clowns, if you like. Murderers. We can do ghosts and battles in the skirmish level. Heroes, villains, tormented lovers. Set pieces in the poetic vein. We can do rapiers or rape or both, by all means. Faithless wives and ravished virgins. Flagrante delicto, at a price. But that, for which there are special terms. Getting warm, am I?
Well, I don't know.
It costs little to watch, and little more if you happen to get caught up in the action, if that's your taste, and times being what they are.
And what are you?
Indifferent.
Bad.
Wicked. Now, what precisely is your pleasure, gentlemen? Disport yourselves. There. Let your imagination run riot. They are beyond design. They'll stoop to anything if that's your best. Onward.
Where are you going?
Home, sir.
Where from?
Home. We're traveling people. We take our chances when we can find them.
It was chance.
Oh, yes, we have no control. Tonight, we play to the court. Or the night after. Or to the tavern. Or not.
You said something about getting caught up in the action.
I did. You're quicker than your friend. Now, for a handful of guilds, I happen to have a private and uncut performance of the rape of the Sabine woman. Or rather, woman. Or rather, Alfred. Get your skirt on, Alfred. And for aid, you can participate, taking either part, or both pretend, with encores. Get your skirt off, Alfred.
It could have been... It didn't have to be obscene. I was prepared. But it's this, is it? No enigma, no dignity, nothing classical or pretentious. Only this. A comic pornographer and a rabble of prostitutes.
You should have caught us in better times. You're purists then. Onward!
Just a minute. Well, all right then. I wouldn't mind seeing just the kind of sort of the idea of what will you do for this?
Ah, what are you playing at?
Filth! Disgusting! I know the kind of filth you trade in. I'll report you to the authorities. Perverts! I know your game all right. It's all filth.
Onward!
Can I go bet?
What kind of bet do you have in mind?
Double or quits?
Well, heads.
Again.
No, they don't like the odds.
Would you believe it? Bet me the year my birth doubled is an odd number.
Your birth.
If you don't trust me, don't bet with me.
Would you trust me?
Bet me then.
My birth.
Odd numbers you win.
You're on.
Good. Year of your birth. Double it. Even numbers I win, odd numbers I lose.
We have no money.
Ah, then what have you got? Was it for this?
It's the best we've got.
And the times are bad indeed. The very air stinks. Come here, Alfred. Do you lose often?
Yes,
Sir. Come, Alfred. This is no way to fill the theaters of Europe. Do you know any good plays?
Plays.
I thought you said you were active.
Oh, well, we are. We are. 38,
A position.
sir.
One of your tableau.
No, sir. Entrance is there and there.
Excuse me.
Come on.
Say, that was lucky.
What?
It was tails.
Oh, she's okay.
Come on! Come on!
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, though we didn't much long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation, so call it, sifts nor the exterior nor inward man resembles that it was. I entreat you both to draw him on to pleasures and to gather so much from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown, it lets him thus, that open lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, sure I am. Two men there is not living to whom he more adheres. For the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits the king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might put your dread pleasure more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit when too much change land.
Have him make our presence and practices pleasant and helpful to him.
I amen.
The ambassadors from Norway, my lord, are joyfully returned. Ah, thou still hast been the father of good news. Have I, my lord? Assure you, my good liege. I hold my duty as I hold my soul, and I do think I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy. You go to sleep, Lord Ham.
I want to go home.
Don't let them confuse you.
I want to go home. Which way do we come in? I've lost my sense of direction.
The only beginning is birth, and the only end is death. If you can't count on that, then what can you count on?
I can't remember. What have we got to go on?
We've been brief. Hamlet's transformation. What do you recollect?
Well, he's changed, hasn't he? The exterior and inward man fails to resemble.
Draw him on to pleasures. Glean what afflicts him.
Something more than his father's death.
He's always talking about us. There aren't two people living whom he dotes on more than us.
We cheer him up, find out what's the matter.
Exactly. It's a matter of asking the right questions and giving away as little as we can. It's a game.
And then we can go.
And receive such thanks as fits the king's remembrance.
I like the sound of that. What do you think he means by remembrance?
He doesn't forget his friends.
How intriguing. I feel like a spectator. An appalling business. The only thing that makes it bearable is the irrational belief that something interesting will come out of it.
Do you see anyone?
No. You?
No. Rosencrantz!
What?
Now how's that?
Clever.
That gun in your head.
I take my hat off to you.
Shake hands.
Now I'll do you.
Not yet. Catch me unawares.
Right. Are you ready?
Don't be stupid.
Sorry.
Guildenstern!
What? Oh.
Consistency is all I ask. Don't you discriminate at all?
Who's that?
Didn't you know him?
You didn't know me.
You didn't see.
I didn't see him.
We shall see. I hardly knew him. He's changed.
You could see that?
Transformed.
How do you know?
Inside and out.
I see.
He's not himself.
He's changed.
I can see that.
For yourself, sir, should be as old as I am. If like a crab, you could go backwards.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that's out of air. My lord, I will take my leave of you.
You cannot take anything from me that I would more willingly part with all. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord. You go to seek Lord Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, sir.
My honor lord!
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friends. How does thou Guildenstern?
Oh.
Rosencrantz. Gentlemen, you're welcome to Elsinore. But my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad northwest. But when the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Fire!
Where?
It's all right. I'm demonstrating the misuse of free speech to prove that it exists. Not a move. They should burn to death in their shoes.
What was it?
What?
Heads or tails?
Oh, I didn't look.
Yes, you did.
Oh, did I? Quite right, it rings a bell.
What's the last thing you remember?
I don't wish to be reminded of it.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Just out here, old friend. Can you play the Murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Oh, we'll have it tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines, which I would set down and certain. Could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord and look. You mock him not. Gentlemen, I'll leave you until tonight. You're welcome to Elsinore.
Good, my lord.
So you've caught up?
You left us.
Ah, I'd forgotten. You performed a dramatical spectacle on the way. Yes, I'm sorry we had to miss it.
We can't look each other in the face. You don't understand the humiliation of it. To be tricked out of the single assumption which makes our existence viable that somebody is watching. Don't you see we're actors? We're the opposite of people. Think in your head now of the most private, secret, intimate thing you have ever done, secure in your knowledge of its privacy. Are you thinking of it? Well, I saw you do it!
You never! It's a lie!
We're actors. We pledged our identity secure in the conventions of our trade that someone would be watching. And then gradually, no one was. No one came forward. No one shouted at us. The silence was unbreakable. It imposed. We took off our crowns and swords and cloth of gold and moved silent on the road to Elsinore.
brilliantly recreated. If these eyes could weep. And so here you are, with a vengeance. It's a figure of speech, is it? Well, let's say we've made up for it. We may have no doubt to thank for your performance here at the court.
We already have an entry here, and always have had.
You played for him before.
Yes, sir.
And where are you going?
I can come and go as I please.
You're evidently a man who knows his way around.
I think
We're still finding our feet.
I should concentrate on not losing your head.
You speak from knowledge.
Precedent.
You've been here before.
And I know which way the wind is blowing.
How clever operating on two levels are we? Well, I expect it comes naturally to you, being in the business, so to speak. Truth is, we value your company for want of any other. You see, we've been left so much to our own devices. After a while, one welcomes the uncertainty of being left to other people's.
Uncertainty is the normal state. You're nobody special.
But for God's sakes, what are we supposed to do?
Relax! Respond! That's what people do! You can't go through life questioning your situation at every turn.
But we don't know what's going on, or what to do with ourselves. We don't know how to act.
Act natural. You know why you're here, at least?
We only know what we're told, and that's little enough. For all we know, that isn't even true.
For all anyone knows, nothing is. Truth is only that which is taken to be true. It's the currency of living. There may be nothing behind it, but it makes no difference so long as it is honored. One acts on assumptions.
From now on, reason will prevail.
I have lines to learn.
Pass.
Next!
What do you expect?
Something. Well, someone. Nothing. Do you ever think of yourself as actually dead? Lying in a box with a room? No. Nor do I. It's silly to be depressed by it, really. I mean, one thinks of it like being alive in a box. One keeps forgetting to take into account the fact that one is dead. It should make all the difference, shouldn't it? I mean, you'd never know you were in a box, would you? It would be just like being asleep in a box. Oh, not that I'd like to sleep in a box, mind you. Not without any air. You'd wake up dead for a start, and then where would you be? Aside from inside a box. That's the bit I don't like, frankly. That's why I don't think of it. Because you'd be helpless, wouldn't you? Stuffed in a box like that, I mean, you'd be in there forever. Even taking into account the fact that you're dead isn't a pleasant thought. Especially if you're dead, really. Ask yourself, if I asked you straight off, I'm going to stuff you in this box now, would you prefer to be alive or dead? Naturally, you'd prefer to be alive. Life in a box is better than no life at all. I expect. You'd have a chance at least. You could lie there thinking, well, at least I'm not dead. In a minute, somebody's going to bang on the lid and tell me to come out. Hey you! What's your name? Come out of there!
I think I'm going to kill you.
Nieb and my orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
Humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
It's like living in a public park.
Very impressive. Yes, I thought your direct, informal approach was going to stop this thing dead as it tracks then. If I may make one suggestion, shut up and sit down. Stop being perverse.
I'm not gonna stand for it! Guess who?
Alfred!
Oh, excuse me!
What are you doing here?
Dress rehearsal. Now you two wouldn't mind moving back there. Good. Everyone ready? And for goodness sakes, remember what we're doing. We always use the same costumes more or less, and I forget what they're supposed to be in, you see. Stop picking your nose, Alfred. When queens have to do it, they do it by a cerebral process passed down in the blood. Good. Silence. Off we go.
Full 30 times how Phoebe's come.
No. Don't show first, your confounded majesty. They're a bit out of practice, but they always pick up wonderfully for the deaths. Brings out the poetry in them.
How nice.
There's nothing more unconvincing than unconvincing death.
I'm sure.
Act 1 moves now.
What's the dumb show for?
Well, it's a device, really. Makes the action that follows more or less comprehensible. You understand. We are tied down to a language which makes up in obscurity, but it lacks in style.
Who was that?
the king's brother and uncle to the prince.
Not exactly fraternal.
Not exactly avuncular as time goes on.
Go to, I'll have no more on it. That made me mad. I say, I'll have no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go!
Love, his affections are not that way tend. Or what he spake, though in like form a little, was not like madness. There's something in his soul, or which is melancholy and sound rude. And I do doubt the hatch and disclose will be of some danger, which, for to prevent, I have quick determinations thus set it down. He shall with speed to England!
Gentlemen, it doesn't seem to be coming. You're not getting across. What did you think?
What was I supposed to think?
You're not getting it at all.
That didn't look like love to me.
Starting from scratch again.
It was a mess.
It's gonna be chaos on the night.
Keep back, we're spectators.
Act 2, positions.
Wasn't that the end?
Do you call that an end? Practically everyone's still on their feet. My goodness, no. Over your dead body.
And how am I supposed to take that?
Lying down. There's a design in all art, surely you know that. Events must play themselves out to aesthetic, moral, and logical conclusion.
And what's that in this case?
Well, it never varies. We aim for the point where everyone who's marked for death dies.
Marked.
Between just desserts and tragic irony, we are given quite a lot of scope for a particular talent. Generally speaking, things have gone about as far as they can possibly go, and things have gone about as bad as they can reasonably get.
Who decides?
Decides that it's written. Now, if you're going to be subtle, we'll miss each other in the dark. I'm referring to oral tradition, so to speak. We're tragedians. We follow direction. There's no choice involved. The bad end unhappily, the good unluckily. That's what tragedy means. Positions! Go! Having murdered his brother and wooed the widow, the poisoner mounts the throne. Here we see him and his bride give rein to their unbridled passion. She little knowing that the man she holds in her arms.
I say, really, you can't do that.
Why not?
Well, I mean, people want to be entertained. They don't come expecting sordid and gratuitous filth.
You're wrong. They do. What do you want? Jokes?
I want a good story with a beginning, middle, and end.
And you?
I prefer arts to merry life. It's all the same to you.
It's all the same to me, sir. All right. No need to indulge yourselves. I come on in a minute. Lucianus, nephew to the king. Next! Lucianus, nephew to the king, usurped by his uncle, and shattered by his mother's incestuous marriage, loses his reason, throwing the court into turmoil and disarray, alternating between bitter melancholy and unrestricted lunacy, staggering from the suicidal to the homicidal. He at last confronts his mother, and in a scene of provocative ambiguity, begs her to repent and recant. The king, tormented by guilt, haunted by fear, decides to dispatch his nephew to England and entrusts this undertaking to two smiling accomplices, friends, courtiers, to two spies, presenting them a letter to present before the English court. And they depart on board ship. And they arrive and disembark and present themselves before the English king. The English king! But where's the prince? Where indeed? The plot thickens, a twist of fate and cunning has put into their hands a letter which seals their deaths. Traitors hoist by their own petard or written to the gods, we shall never know.
I say, well, if it isn't, no, don't tell me. It's a while since where was it? This is bringing me back to, when was it? I know you, don't I? I never forget a face. Not that I know yours, that is. For a moment, I thought that... No, I don't know you, do I? Yes, I'm afraid you're quite wrong. You must have mistaken me for somebody else.
Are you familiar with this play?
No.
It's a slaughterhouse. 8 corpses all told. Brings out the best in us.
You! What do you know about death?
It's what actors do best. They have to exploit whatever talent is given to them, and their talent is dying. They can die heroically, comically, ironically, slowly, suddenly, disgustingly, charmingly, or from a great height. My own talent is more general. I extract significance from melodrama. A significance which it does not, in fact, contain. But occasionally from out of this matter escapes a thin beam of light that, seen from the right angle, can crack the shell of mortality.
Is that all they can do? Die?
No, they kill beautifully. In fact, some kill better than they die. The rest die better than they kill. They're a team.
Actors. The mechanics of cheap melodrama. That isn't death. You choke, you scream, and you sink to your knees, but that doesn't bring death home to anyone. It doesn't catch them unawares or start the whisper in their skulls that says one day you are going to die. You die so many times, how can you expect them to believe in your death?
You're wrong. It's the only kind they do believe it. Audiences know what to expect, and that's all they're prepared to believe. Show!
No! You've got it all wrong. You can't act death. The fact of it has nothing to do with seeing it happen. It's not gasp and blood and falling about. That isn't what makes it death. It's just a man failing to reappear. That's all. Now you see him, now you don't. That's the only thing that's real. Here one moment and gone the next, and never coming back. An exit, unobtrusive and unannounced. Disappearance gathering weight as it goes on until finally it is heavy with death. Oh my God. Are you there?
Where?
Flying start.
Is that you?
Oh, yes.
How do you know?
Oh, for God's sakes.
We're not finished then.
Well, we're here, aren't we?
We're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
I'm aware of that.
Then what do you expect? We're acting on scraps of information, something half-remembered directions that we can hardly separate from instinct. Oh, no. Oh. It's all right. There. I'll see that we're all right.
But we're out on our own. We've got nothing to go on.
We're on our way to England. We're taking Hamlet.
What for?
Before, where have you been?
Well, when? And besides, we don't know what to do when we get there.
We take him to the king.
Will he be there?
No, the king of England.
He's expecting us.
No.
He won't know what we're playing at. What are we going to say?
We've got a letter. You remember the letter.
Do I?
Everything is explained in the letter. We count on that.
That's it then.
What?
We take Hamlet to the English king, hand over the letter. What then?
There may be something in the letter to keep us going a bit.
What do you think it says?
Oh, greetings, expressions of loyalty, asking of favors, calling in of debts, scare promises balanced by vague threats, diplomacy, regards to the family.
And about Hamlet?
Oh, yes.
And us, the full story.
Say so?
So we have a letter which explains everything.
You've got it. What's the matter?
The letter.
Have you got it?
Have I? Oh, where would I have put it?
Either you have lost the letter, or you didn't have to lose in the first place. In which case, the king never gave it to you. In which case, he gave it to me. In which case, I would put it in my top inside pocket. In which case, it would be... You mustn't drop off like that again.
Now that we found it, why were we looking for it?
We thought it was lost.
Something else?
No.
Now we've lost the tension.
What tension?
What was the last thing I said before we wandered off?
And when was that?
I can't remember.
Oh, shambles. We're just not getting anywhere.
I wish I was dead. Do you think that death could possibly be a boat?
No. Death is not. Death isn't. You take my meaning. Death is the ultimate negative. You can't not be on a boat.
Well, I've frequently not been on boats.
No, what you've been is not on boats.
I wish I was dead. I could jump over the side. That would put a spoke in their wheel.
Unless they're counting on it.
On board. That will put a spoke in their wheel. All right, that does it. We don't question, we don't doubt, we perform. But a line must be drawn somewhere. And I'd like to have it on record that I have no confidence in England. But thank you. And even if it is true, it'll just be another shambles.
I don't see why.
People know what we're playing at. What are we going to say?
We say, Your Majesty, we have arrived.
And who are you?
We are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Never heard of you.
We're nobody special.
What's your game?
We've got a letter.
I see. This seems to support your story, such as it is. It is an exact command from the King of Denmark for several different reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too. That, on the reading of this letter, without delay, I should have Hamlet's head cut off. We're his friends.
How do you know?
From our young days, brought up with him.
We've only got their word for it.
But it's what we depend on. I thought I heard a band. A possibility is all I presume.
Cause to stay our daily tune.
Aha! All in the same boat then. Everybody out! Where are we?
Traveling. What are you doing?
Traveling. Right, blend into the background. Pleased to see us? You've come out of it very well so far.
Yeah, and you?
In disfavor. Our play offended the king.
Yes.
Surprised to see us?
I knew it was in the end. Where has this got us?
He's the player.
Play offended the king.
Offended the king.
Orders his arrest.
Orders his arrest.
Who escapes to England.
On the boat to which he meets,
Guildenstern and Rosencrantz taking Hamlet.
who also offended the king.
And kill Polonius.
Offended the king in a variety of
To
ways.
England. That seems to be it.
Incidents! All we get is incidents. Dear God, is it too much to expect a little sustained action?
Pirates!
At last!
Action!
See my sword's leg!
Oh, no.
They've gone. That was close. I'd never thought quicker. Where's...
Once more alone on our own resources.
Wait, what do you mean? Where is he?
Gone.
But he can't. We're supposed to be. We've got a letter. We're on our way to England with the letter for the king.
That much seems certain. I congratulate you on the unambiguity of your situation.
But you don't understand. It contains. We've had our instructions at the beginning. The whole thing's pointless without him.
Pirates could happen to anyone. Just deliver the letter. They'll send ambassadors from England to explain.
But can't you see? Nothing will be resolved without him. We need Hamlet for our release. What are we supposed to do?
This.
It'll be all right. Suppose we just go on.
Go where?
To England.
England? That's a dead end. I never believed in it anyways.
We'll make our report, and that'll be that. Surely.
But even if we came face to face, what are we going to say?
We say, we've arrived.
And who are you?
We are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Which is which?
Oh, well, I'm...
What's it all about?
We were taking Hamlet. Oh, but then some pirates.
I don't think you understand. Who are all these people? You don't know. What's it got to do with me? Hamlet wasn't a comical story?
Oh, we have a letter.
Oh. That's right. A letter. That's something. As England is Denmark's faithful tributary, as lust between them as the palm might flourish, etc., that on the knowing of these contents without delay of any kind, should those bearers, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, put to sudden death.
They've gone. It's all over.
Where we went wrong? Getting on a boat. We can move, of course. Change direction, roundabout. Our movement is contained. A larger one that carries us as inexorably as the wind and current.
They had it in for us, didn't they? Right from the beginning. Who would have thought we were so important?
But why? Was it all for this? Who are we that so much so converge on our little deaths? Who are we?
You are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. That is enough.
No! No, that is not enough! To be told so little to such an end and still finally be denied an explanation.
In our experience, most things end in death.
Your experience! Actors! I'm talking about death! You never experienced that. You cannot act it. You die 1,000 casual deaths with none of that intensity that squeezes out life. No blood runs cold anyway. Because even as you die, you know that you'll just come back in a different act. But no one gets up after death. There's no applause. There's only some second-hand clothes and silence. And that's death! We had a destiny. You're so heady. If that was ours, then that was his. If there are no explanations for us, then let there be none for him.
Come, gentlemen, no flattery. It was merely competent. What did you think? You see, it is the kind they do believe in. For a moment, you thought I cheated.
Very good. Very good. Oh, I say, took me completely. Didn't he take you in completely? Encore! Encore!
That's for all ages and occasions. Deaths by suspension, convulsion, consumption, incision, execution, asphyxiation, and malnutrition. So there's an end to that. It's commonplace. Light goes with life, and in the winter of your years, the dark comes early.
No. No, not for us, not like that. Dying is not romantic, and death is not a game that will soon be over. It's not anything.
So that's it then, is it? The sun's going down, or the earth's coming up, as the fashionable theory has it. Not that it makes any difference. What was it all about? When did it begin? Couldn't we just stay put? I mean, nobody's going to come and drag us off. They'll just have to wait. We're young, fit. We've got years. We've done nothing wrong. We didn't hurt anyone, did we?
I don't remember.
All right. I don't care. I've had enough. To tell you the truth, I'm relieved.
Our names shouted in a certain dawn. A message. A summons. There must have been a moment at the beginning where we could have said no. But somehow we missed it. Rosen? Gil? Well, we'll know better next time. Now you see me, now you.